Good morning, everybody. How's it going? I hope you're having a great day. So, today I want to talk about one of the major failures I've had with this channel, which is that I have not made a video explaining why the crap you'd want to be a good man. You know, I keep on saying, well, you know, this I know would make me a better man, and you should try and become a better man, and I'm putting all this out there, but I'm not really explaining directly why you should be a good man. You know, I guess part of me kind of assumes most men would like to be called a good man, but I need to explain pinpointedly exactly why you should try and become a good man. So, let's get right into it, and hopefully I can explain this in the best way possible. Alright, so the first point I want to hit on real fast is a personal point. So, and that is, being a good man makes you a happier man, inherently. You know, if you are a good man, and you are seen as a good man, and you know deep down inside that you have done everything you can, you know, to try and become a good man, well, that's going to make you happier in the long run. Because the things which build up a good man, which make a good man, they bring a certain amount of drive into your life, a certain amount of order into your life, things that have always made people happier. Being a good man and striving to be a good man is important for your own happiness. You know, like, screw whatever anybody else thinks for a second, and just think, just like on a strictly logical level, like, if you, let's just say, like, if you are more intelligent, you're going to be happier. If you are, you know, in better shape, you're going to feel happier with your fitness, and you'll be able to do more. You know, like, if you're a kind, compassionate person, your relationships are going to go better. But if you're also, you know, if you're also strong in how you can address situations, you're going to feel more confident in those situations. Like, there's just so many benefits to trying to achieve this idea of becoming the perfect man. And like I said before, I don't think the perfect man really exists. I think the closest thing you get to the perfect man is a man who is constantly striving to be perfect. I think that is the perfect man, because it's impossible to actually become perfect. Everybody has their flaws, and they're going to fall from time to time. But that's the first thing I want to say. It's just, on a personal level, become a good man, because it's going to make you happier. Alright, so the second point I want to hit on is actually your relationship with others, and how important it is to become a good man so that those relationships flourish. Alright, now, once again, this kind of does lead back to your happiness, because if you have good relationships, well, you're going to be a happier person, because you're going to have, you know, better support from your friends, your families, your loved ones. So, let's look at it this way. If you are a cruddy man, your relationships aren't going to go good. If you're not driven, if you're not responsible, if you're not there when you say you're going to be there, when you are just, you know, you're not a reliable person, you're not necessarily a kind person, you're not able to exhibit compassion, that's going to make your relationships putter out, okay? And that's not a good thing. You need strong relationships in your life, you know? And, you know, also, like, from a relationship standpoint, like, if you are a good man, chances that you are attractive to women, that's probably going to go up. For the most part, this is not always true, unfortunately, but for the most part, women, like the rest of society, respect good men. You know, men who actually have their mindset, you know, on goals and certain things they want to accomplish in their life, and who care about other people, who genuinely care about other people. That tends to make women happier. You know, if it's always constantly a guy's talking about himself all the time, and he can't actually focus on others, and, you know, and even if he's not trying to better himself, you know, that's not attractive. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. Like, if I see that in anyone, you know, it's like, if they're never trying to better themselves, and they're always just complaining and not being able to focus on the fact that they have flaws, you know, that's not attractive to me. Like, even in friends of mine who are guys, it's like, you know, if it's harder for me to become a good friend to someone who doesn't want to better themselves and isn't willing to push themselves, because that's just kind of how I'm wired. I like to push myself in different areas of my life. So, you know, just from a relationship standpoint, you know, whether it's, you know, getting girls to like you, or just getting society in general to like you, you know, that's important. That's going to make you feel better. It's going to make you happier. So, like I said, once again, I mean, it does wrap back around to happiness, but, you know, being a good man is important in creating good relationships. And so that's the other thing I want to say. Become a good man so you can have good relationships. All right, so the third thing I want to talk about, and in my opinion, one of the most important things I'd like to talk about, and just this entire channel, is men's place in society. Like, where does man belong in the world that we find ourselves in, you know? A lot of times I look around and I see things which traditionally were seen as honorable, good, courageous things being put down and destroyed under the guise of, you know, men are bad, or they're evil, or, you know, all men are toxic. And I just think that's a load of crap. I don't think it's true at all. And so I'm going to talk about real fast where I think man belongs in society and what kind of parts of his rules are. I'm not going to get into everything because I think there's a lot that goes along with all this, but let's get right into it. So first off, just recognize something. You know, a lot of men will become fathers. A lot of men will become husbands. A lot of men will become uncles. A lot of men will become, you know, they'll be brothers to other men or to their sisters, you know. And those are rules that have a certain amount of responsibility associated with them. And if men aren't willing to step up to the plate for, you know, to meet that responsibility, then you're going to have a bad society. You're going to have a society in which, you know, men are unhappy and women are unhappy. Like, just think about this. Like, you know, bad fathers create bad generations of children, and then that just spirals out of control until you have a generation that comes along and says, you know what, we're gonna reverse time. We're gonna try and work our way towards a better future. And so, you know, having bad fathers, having bad husbands, having, you know, bad uncles, bad brothers, that's terrible for the fabric of our society. Like, I don't know how else to put it. So, like, just think about it this way. You know, if you're a father and you've got kids that you are teaching, you know, you're teaching them the ways of the world, you're trying to teach them to become good people, good men and women. Well, that's really hard to do if you yourself are a piece of crap, all right? Like, if you're just a terrible person, good luck trying to prove to your kids that it's a good thing to be a good person. Good luck. Because it's just not how it works, you know? Like, you got to lead by example. And if men aren't leading by example in that role of being a father, well, then their kids are going to not be people other people like. And that's a terrible thing, okay? Like, you want your kids to be good people. And I want all people to be good people. And so when I say it's important for fathers, you know, for fathers to be good men and to be able to teach their daughters and their sons what a good person looks like, then like that's so important. So it's important for fathers, you know, to be good men. Let's talk about husbands. Like, listen, you know, I'm under the impression divorce is not a good thing. I don't like the idea. I think it causes a lot of trauma both to the kids and to the parents, you know. And so being a good husband is incredibly important as well. It's incredibly important to your happiness and the happiness of your kids and the happiness of your family as a whole. You know, and that means you're going to train yourself to be a courageous man, a man who focuses on fidelity and who that, you know, makes that an important part of his life. And a driven man, a man who's trying to support his family and you know, do the best he can for them. That's important to find in a husband. Okay, someone who's going to actually stand by a woman's side, and, you know, both of them are going to try and get through life together. That's an incredible thing. And it's really sad, you know, like the rate of divorce we have in at least, you know, America. It's like, I think a giant root cause of that is bad men. Now, there are bad women out there too, for sure, but it's just men who don't have their heads wrapped around what really matters in life and what is important and what they should strive to be. And so, good husbands, that's an important part of our culture. That's a place where men belong, is being good men who can be good husbands. Good brothers, okay? Like, listen, I have an incredible older brother. He's taught me so much, and I've learned a lot of what I've learned from my father, who I consider to be a very good man. My brother learned from my father, and he became a very good man. And, you know, they've all had their rough patches, but, like, I've learned so much from them and what it means to be a good man. And my older brother, you know, he played a big role in my life. And he, you know, not when I was younger, because like he was always picking on me, but, you know, when I got older and I started to see, gosh, this guy, he's got his head wrapped around, you know, some important things in life, and he's really trying to figure it out, and I got to see him on that journey, and a journey he's still on, you know, but like I got to see him, and that was important for me. I learned a lot, and that influenced my decision-making process and how I'm going to try and, you know, live my life out. And so the place as a brother, you know, people don't even focus on this that much. Is like, if you're a brother to either sisters or brothers, you know, like that you have, be a good man. Try and be a good man. And, you know, that might take a while to get your head around that and to actually, you know, recognize it's a good thing to be a good man. But, like, you know, I want to prove to my sisters, you know, and you know, and my brother, I'm trying to prove to all of them that I'm a good man, and that there are certain aspects of just being a good person you should strive for. And so being a good man so you can be a good brother, that's important, you know. And, you know, I'm an uncle. I'm a godfather, actually. I'm pretty proud of that. And so, like, you know, my niece, I'm trying to prove to her too, like, try and be a good person. And I'm sure my brother and my sister-in-law are going to do a great job with all that. But, like, that's part of my role too. Like, I don't want to be a cruddy person. I want to be someone my goddaughter looks at and says, wow, he's a wreck. And I'm not necessarily proud of what he's become. I don't want to be there. And so I'm going to try my best to be a good man and a man that they can look up to. And so, you know, there are places in society where we just don't focus enough on, you know, where, like, people think that men are always a problem, and it's like, well, how are they the problem, though? You know, is it because they are willingly evil, or they're willingly just wrong? I doubt that a lot. I think a lot of guys just don't have any guidance in their life, and I've been lucky enough to have a lot of that guidance from everybody, from my grandfather to my father to my brother. I mean, my uncles. I've just got a lot of good people in my life, and I'm really lucky for that. But, you know, a lot of guys don't, and it's a crisis. It's a terrible thing to have in our culture, where those major parts of you know, rules in our culture of, you know, father and husband and you know, uncle, brother, whatever it is, it's like those are important rules in our society, and we can't just drop those by the wayside and say that's a thing of the past, because they uphold our society. That we need good men so they can become good fathers. We need good men so they can become good husbands. You know, we need good men so that we can just have a happy society of men and women, you know, in our country. You know, I want our culture to be a culture of happy people and not people who are upset with everything going on. And so I think a lot of that does spring from a lack of good men in this culture. So there you go. I tried to hit all, you know, the three major points that I can think of when it comes to, like, why the heck you should be a good man. And so I hope that helped. Thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate it. And become a good man, all right? Start solving the problem. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching Man in the Making. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And have yourself a great day.